Welcome to Cadence Design Systems Fidelity Tutorial Tuesday, where we show you how to use a feature or demonstrate a technique in just a few minutes. In this video, I would like to introduce you to some of the official Python scripts that are provided along with the Fidelity installation. These automate some of the most common workflows and help simplify the process for the user and eliminate the time needed for manual operations. The scripts are located inside the Python scripts folder of the Fidelity installation directory. They are split into two folders, namely On Demand and On Selection. The on-demand scripts do not require any user input for running, while the on-selection scripts need to be run by selecting an entity in the tree of the Fidelity GUI. All these scripts are documented in the Python scripting section of our documentation, so feel free to refer to these pages if you need further information on these scripts. In this video, I will demonstrate the use of a few of these scripts. First, let us look at how to import wet and dry points for AutoSeal using the on-demand Python script. In many cases, the user might need to create AutoSeal points in Fidelity. For those unfamiliar, AutoSeal is Fidelity's fully automated gap closure tool, which uses the concept of wet and dry points to identify gaps in the geometry and generate closing surfaces for them. Since there could be multiple wet and dry points that need to be created, it is better to have the coordinates of these points in a CSV file and run the convert points to AutoSeal Python script to import them. To run the script, I can go to the Fidelity menu and choose the Run Python script and select Convert Points to AutoSeal. A window appears asking the user to select if the points are wet or dry and if they should be created from a file or from existing points already inside the Fidelity project. In this case, we will import the dry points from the file. So let's choose the appropriate settings and provide the path to the CSV file that will be imported. Once done, the script then proceeds to import the points and assigns them as dry points for use in AutoSeal. Now let's move on to another very handy script for collecting logs in Fidelity. This script extracts all the log files from the project and creates an archive. We do the same steps as before, but this time select the Collect Logs script. A notification appears to confirm that the script has run successfully. The archive is stored inside the project folder, so make sure to save your project before running the script. If the user is facing any technical issue with Fidelity and contacts the Cadence support team for assistance, this archive can be shared with the support engineer so that they have more information about the problem. With this, we have seen a couple of examples of on-demand scripts. So now let's move on to the on-selection scripts. At first, let me show you how the inbuilt Python script can be used to apply proximity refinements. When setting up proximity refinements during the mesh setup stage, if there are several boundaries between which the refinement should be applied, it might be easier to select them from the tree and run the proximity refinements V2S script. Let's say that in this case, we would like to create a proximity refinement between the two rectangular ducts and the fuselage of the geometry. So we select them from the interface, right-click on the tree entity, and click the Run Python script on selection option. Then navigate to the On Selection folder this time and choose the Proximity Refinements V2S Python script. This opens a window where the user provides the settings required for creating the proximity refinement. More details on the proximity refinement setting are available on our documentation. In this case, I am going to apply 10 levels of refinement between the selected boundaries and then click Apply. The script creates the proximity refinements, and these can be checked from the Proximity Manager window as well for confirmation. And now let me show you one more script that can be used to duplicate the simulation with the same settings while replacing the geometry inside the simulation. When analyzing multiple designs in the same Fidelity project, all of the simulation settings will have to stay the same. For example, it could be running a simulation of the flow around different airfoil shapes or predicting the power output of a turbine with different blade designs. Since the geometry is different in these cases, a new domain will have to be created and meshed separately. But instead of creating a simulation setup from scratch, the user can use the duplicate simulation script to recreate a new simulation with the same settings and use a different domain. This script can be launched in the same manner as before, but by selecting the simulation that needs to be duplicated. When the script is run, a window opens and the user can choose whether to duplicate the simulation in the same Fidelity project or another project. Also, instead of creating a new simulation, it is possible to just copy the simulation settings to an existing simulation using the Map to Existing Simulation button. The user can choose to replace the domain from the original simulation with a new domain and also replace the assemblies within the domain. In this case, the cube assembly remains the same, and I am replacing the original geometry with a rotated one in order to simulate the flow at a different side slip angle. This ensures that all the simulation settings from the original simulation will be copied to the new one, while the original domain gets replaced with the new domain. In addition to the ones I have demonstrated here, there are also scripts for other needs, such as to analyze the mesh, export and merge surfaces, rename surfaces that have the same name, group surfaces, and several others. You can find them all inside the Python scripts folder of the installation directory, and an explanation on their usage is provided in the Fidelity documentation. With this video, I hope that I have conveyed the usefulness of the inbuilt Python scripts, and hopefully you can start using them in your Fidelity projects. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, be sure to click the thumbs up button or subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, drop us a line below or connect with us via LinkedIn, which is linked in the description. Thank you all and have a pleasant Tuesday.